Stoic armor and Bhagavad Gita courage, unbreakable self-belief in a chaotic world. In today's turbulent times, the promise of a calm, resolute inner self feels almost mythical. Yet ancient civilizations have long carried a secret: the notion that the most powerful armor is not forged from steel, but from disciplined thought and fearless action. This script will walk you through 5 chapters, each one anchored in a story from the past and a practical lesson for the present. Along the way, we will shine a spotlight on the Stoic tradition that gave rise to the concept of inner armor, and we'll conclude with a question to stir deep reflection. Philosophy Spotlight, Stoicism. Stoicism is a philosophy that teaches that we cannot control external events, but we can master our responses. Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome, practiced daily reflection, reminding himself that the only true power in life is the power over one's own mind. His personal journal, The Meditations, is a timeless guide to resilience, clarity, and purposeful living. The essential lesson of Stoicism is that when you align your will with the natural order of the universe, you shield yourself from chaos. First, focus only on what you can influence: your own thoughts, actions, and choices. Second, accept the rest with equanimity. The world will move whether or not you like it. Finally, always look for growth within setbacks, turning every challenge into a learning moment. When applied to the themes of the Bhagavad Gita, Stoicism complements the Gita's call to righteous action. The Gita urges us to act without attachment to outcomes, echoing Stoic detachments. Together, they forge an unbreakable self-belief, a steadfast inner armor coupled with the courage to act in alignment with duty, no matter the surrounding storm. Chapter 1, The Calm Shield of the Spartan. In the age of Alexander the Great, a Spartan warrior named Lysander faced a fierce hail of arrows that rattled his body and rattled his thoughts. His shield, the classic hoplite lamellar, was heavy but unyielding. As the arrows came, Lysander did not flinch. Instead, he tightened his focus on the rhythm of his breath and the weight of his duty. By turning his mind inward, Lysander realized the source of his terror was not the arrows themselves, but the fear of loss. He recast the arrows as a test, a reminder that his purpose was steadfast even when the world was in flux. This mental discipline was the Spartan's true armor, an inner calm that no external assault could penetrate. When you go into a meeting that feels overwhelming, pause for one breath. Ask yourself, what is within my control right now? Shift your focus to the present task and let the noise fade. By practicing this simple step, you build the inner shield that no storm can breach. The lesson here for today is to make a habit of grounding your mind whenever external chaos threatens. Your self-belief grows stronger when you learn to remain calm in the midst of turmoil. Like, share, and subscribe follow for more journeys of growth. What would you do differently if you could focus only on what you can control in a high-pressure situation? Chapter 2, The Silent River of Mind. In an ancient Indian monastery, a young monk named Devaki sat by a flowing river, letting her breath mimic the current. Watching the water move beyond her, she felt a profound detachment, not from her goals, but from the outcome of her actions. The monk's silence was not emptiness. It was an awareness that every ripple, regardless of magnitude, is part of a larger flow. Her practice taught her that clinging to results creates mental turbulence. By embracing a mindset of doing without attachment, she found that her actions became more aligned with purpose rather than fear of failure. The ancient scripture of the Bhagavad Gita emphasizes this same principle: act, but do not possess the fruits of action. Modern application is simple. Commit a small task, like responding to an email or drafting a proposal, without worrying about the ultimate outcome. Observe what the flow of your actions feels like. Notice when your focus drifts to potential criticism or failure and gently bring it back to the task at hand. The moral is that your internal momentum can carry you farther than the external noise can bring you down. By practicing detached action, you reinforce your fearless inner armor. Like, share, and subscribe follow for more journeys of growth. How does practicing detached action change the way you approach work or personal projects? Chapter 3, The Philosopher's Echo. Socrates, roaming the agora of ancient Athens, once faced a crowd that could have easily turned hostile. Yet with calm, measured questions, he unraveled every criticism into reason, turning disagreement into illumination. His calm demeanor was not a sign of weakness but a deliberate stance, to let debate sharpen his own convictions rather than shake them. He said, "I cannot teach anyone what he thinks he knows." Each questioning was like forging a new layer of his inner armor, a mental shield built from curiosity rather than ego. For the Stoic soul, such reflective practice is essential. For the Gita's warrior, it's the mental fortification that precedes purposeful action. To bring this to life today, try framing challenges as questions rather than threats. When a manager doubts your approach, ask, "What exact concern drives this skepticism?" Instead of reacting, respond with data or an alternative perspective. Each answer adds a layer to your internal armor. The key takeaway: a calm, thoughtful mind turns confrontation into growth, and each encounter strengthens the unbreakable self-belief that underlies resilience. Like, share, and subscribe follow for more journeys of growth. Which past conflict could you reframe as a question to cultivate calmness now? Chapter 4, The Dragon's Breath. In ancient China, a master potter named Zhu listened to the hum of the wheel. When the clay began to slip, rather than force a remedy, he allowed the wheel to guide the shape. His patience mirrored the philosophy of natural flow, a testament to the old saying that the gentle river carves canyons. When life throws unforeseen disruptions, unexpected market shifts, or personal setbacks, the potter's calm adaptation shows how to embrace change. By aligning one's actions with the natural rhythm rather than resisting, one preserves equilibrium. The Stoic practice of acceptance finds its counterpart in the Gita's notion of action that aligns with Dharma. Today, in business or personal life, when faced with an unplanned obstacle, pause like the potter. Take a short walk, breathe, and observe how the obstacle might shape your next move. Instead of clinging to the pre-planned route, let new currents guide your strategy. Through this practice, your inner armor does not just resist, but adapts, an evolutionary strength born from flexibility and acceptance. Like, share, and subscribe follow for more journeys of growth. When was the last time you let a changing circumstance shape your next move rather than fight it? Chapter 5, The Pharaoh's Resolve. Long ago, an Egyptian pharaoh named Seti faced a crisis when river floods threatened the prosperity of his kingdom. Despite external pressures and internal dissent, he stood firm, directing resources and people toward a calm, structured response. He viewed each challenge not as a threat to his reign, but as a duty to protect his people. Seti's resolve echoes the Stoic idea that true power lies in duty rather than dominion. The Bhagavad Gita's voice, "Perform your duty without attachment to the results," mirrors the pharaoh's stance. Act for the greater good, not for self-interest. You can apply Seti's example immediately by identifying a cause close to you, whether it's a charitable project or a family task, and committing to it regardless of obstacles. Your consistency in action reinforces your inner armor built from purpose. The lesson for today: align your actions with responsibility, not accolades, and you will create a self-belief that is unbreakable, no matter how turbulent the world. Like, share, and subscribe follow for more journeys of growth. What responsibility are you willing to commit to today, without being distracted by the outcome? Final reflection. Throughout these stories, we have seen that the greatest weapons against chaos are discipline, detachment, reflection, flow, and purposeful action. Stoic armor gives you the mental strength to withstand external battering, while the courage inspired by the Bhagavad Gita pushes you toward action that aligns with your true self. Cultivating these habits daily fortifies an unbreakable belief in yourself, empowering you to navigate an ever-changing world with clarity and resolve. May you continue to build your inner shield and find the courage to act even when the storm rages. Remember, in the quiet moments of your mind, you hold the greatest power, yourself.